Yeah, what's happening, Miles?
What up, Brian? Happy Friday! It's Friday! Woo! Woo! Friday!
Friday, woo.
Oh yeah, there is a song about Friday as well, isn't there? I was about to say we should do a song about Friday. God, how old is that song now?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Are we talking about like the "Gotta Get Down on Friday" song?
Yeah. Rebecca Black.
Yeah, I mean, like
My hands are dolphin.
It's not old. It's timeless.
Yeah. Well, it's timeless, I know, but it's like there's probably people with grandkids now that reminisce about it.
Oh, that's a possibility. I have a lot to do this weekend, Miles. I'm not excited about Friday, even in the slightest. Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I'm looking forward to the show though, and I bet there's some game cats out there ready to check the show out. Maybe in the live chat. Any game cats out there? Say hello. Hello.
But do you want to? Should we get started? Like or what?
Or we could just stay here. What if we did the entire show on the holding screen?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think that's what most people think we do, right? Because they're like, oh, what is this PSVR GAMESCAST Live? And they start it up on YouTube, and then they're like, oh, it's just this thumbnail the whole time? And then they don't stick around for us to say, let's start the show. So,
all right, let's start the show then. Quick. Let's start the show.
Oh,
quick before they go. They're going, Brian. Quick.
It's too late. They're all gone. But for everyone else, here we go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure, but we care so much about your oral pleasure. That's right. That's why we put this thing up on podcast services of your choice. I'm getting better at doing that, too. It might actually be up tonight. Who knows? My name is Brian Powell from this channel right here with Parole. This gentleman over here to my left, you are right. It is Myles Dyer from youtube.com/Myles.
I used to get bullied in school by people that used to call me Myles Dyer. So I'm having some traumatic flashbacks right now.
I am so sorry. Wait, hold on. So the best insult that other
no, I'm not going to go through the best insults.
That other English-speaking people had for you was to use an English accent while saying your name.
Oh, is that an English accent? Is that what it's about? Myles Dyer.
Matt Damon.
Damon.
Wait, what did you? We've been doing this for years. What did you think I was doing? That's my best British person impersonation.
I thought you would just. I'm not even going to. I can't even say anything. I'm losing my mind. It's been a week, guys. It's been a week. It's why my eyes are covered a little bit. Just
losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. That's a song, right? Nothing.
Dude. System of a Down are touring at the moment, and I really want to see them live. Has anyone in the chat seen System of a Down live? Like, they have never done a bad song. It came across my recommended
feed on YouTube.
Did it really?
It did, yeah. A lot of MCR stuff's been coming across my recommended feed too from their most recent tour. God, they're so good. Yeah. What's going on, Miles? We didn't even do this last week. You were somewhere else. I don't know if you've been talking about that publicly, but you were not here and or there, I guess. And so
or anywhere.
And because I am irresponsible when it comes to this channel, I didn't find a co-host in time.
You went solo.
I did go solo, and I only cried 3 times.
That's good, man. That's good. 3. What's it called? The rule of 3. The rule of 3. Don't cry twice or 4 times. 3 times.
Yeah.
Most powerful. Yeah, I went on vacation to Romania. My 3rd time going there. Had a really good time. Had no plans. Just ate really good food, and just walked around like a tourist, going, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice as well." And that was my trip.
I mean, by trip number 3, you've seen everything you want to see, I'm assuming.
I want to go back. I might be going back in November. It's just, Bucharest is just a beautiful city. It is cheap, but the food is excellent. The people there are just wonderful. And it's actually safer to walk around than London. So it's super nice. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a good trip. Had some interesting experiences. Talked about it on my Wednesday show. Felt like there was like one story I probably could have talked about it. I don't know. I did bring. I brought my VR headset with me, and I played on the flight out and back while sat next to people in turbulence. I was playing Surviving Mars Pioneer on my Quest headset while next to people. Like everyone's like probably freaking out in their chair, going, "Oh, we're gonna die!" And I'm in here going, "Wow, this sandstorm on Mars is awesome." So yeah.
Spoilers.
That's my. Yeah, spoilers. There are sandstorms or dust storms or red sandstorms. I don't know what it is. But anyway, Surviving Mars, dude. It was good hearing Wes talk about it on Wednesday, and I just want to say, as a massive champion of PSVR2, it always breaks my heart when it couldn't come out at the same time of MetaQuest and Steam VR, but. It's coming out next week, and how positive the PSVR2 community is. Not only, was what I expected, but it really did like cheer my little heart up. And also, I think on the Surviving Mars X account, the sort of short clip of it on PSVR2 is doing like more views and engagement than our launch trailer. And I just love it. And everyone internally at Impact Reality Flat to VR is like, see, this is why the PSVR2 community kicks ass, because they're just super engaged, super enthusiastic, and I can't wait for people to experience it next week. I've been trying not to play the game anymore because I want to go for the Platinum Trophy, and but I can't stop thinking about the game. It's just, I love No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky is a much deeper game mechanically, but I just love I say simplicity, there's a lot to it, but it's got the most amazing game loop that just I think especially on a Quest headset I notice it more because you have battery on a Quest, and I recently got given one of those Bobo battery packs, and I needed it because if I go into Surviving Mars Pioneer, I'm going to be in it for at least an hour, just because it's that I'll just do one more recon mission of getting resources to build the next thing that I want. And I'm just really hyped to hear your thoughts about it and the GameCat community.
Well, fortunately, that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend because keys for that went out just a couple hours ago. And so I really want to get an episode of PSVR this week out, but I learned last week how fucking long it takes me to do a review these days. And so got to do my best to kind of manage my time to make sure, because I really don't want to be the last one out the gate with a review for this. So hopefully PSVR this week, tomorrow, and then I'll be playing this for the rest of the weekend. But super excited. They've already talked about some of the reasons that the PSVR2 version will be the best version. One of the many being running at 90 hertz native, which I always appreciate. There's just something about that fluidity you get from 90 hertz native that you just, man, it just makes, I think for me, one of the biggest differences, right? You don't, not only do you get the fast fluid frame rate, but then you don't get any of that ghosting that comes with reprojection. And so I'm excited, man. I'm excited to jump into this, and I can't wait to see the Bulwark Games logo in ultra high resolution as the very first thing I see when the game starts up, because I know that you guys would not let this game release without at least seeing that original that developer logo in high res. The rest of the game could be blurry as fuck, but that Bulwark Games Paradox logo better be fucking the highest resolution anybody's ever seen.
And I'll just say to any game cats that do end up playing it next week, once it comes out, is if you make any awesome bases, just like share on socials. Like some of the stuff people have been building in early access is just ridiculous. It's one of those things of like, you just don't you think, yeah, people are going to build here and there, but like the creativity and stuff. Yeah, man. I'm hyped. I'm literally going to be playing it after this. I'm actually going to have dinner after this live stream, but then I'm going to go and play it. It's been my way of switching off from what's been quite a stressful week.
Nice. I do like that you said how passionate the PSVR2 community is, because obviously they're all here and they're on our Discord. Just remember to come join our Discord. Click the link in the description below. Come join us over there. Because you wouldn't know it if you read an Upload VR. David Heaney over there made the underdog situation seem like the norm instead of the exception to the rule that it is. And I was like, what fucking bullshit reporting is this? People go to bat for Upload all the time. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, this is the nonsense. This is the nonsense that turned me off of them in the PSVR 1 era. And they're still doing it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'm glad you said it, because the PSVR 2 community is the most passionate VR community out there. And yeah, we're going to listen. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and it's not just like us saying it, like when we're having meetings with developers thinking about porting to PSVR 2 and that, they all just say the same. It's just, and actually talking internally with my team, like the community team, getting sentiment reports of any release, they're just like, yeah, everyone really wants it to come to PSVR 2, or the PSVR 2 people are vocal. Like, it's, you live up to the name and beyond. And it does mean a lot, because obviously Wes and I are batting for PSVR 2. We believe in it, of course. But it's one thing to say it, but then when it's like absolutely undeniable, when you look at like the X timelines and what the comments are, you might think, oh, I'm just commenting like I want it to come to PSVR 2, but it does get noticed, and it is what makes change happen in terms of people's considerations of whether or not to bring it to the platform. So yeah, just massive credit to everyone. You're fucking awesome.
Also, taking a look at the comments on Wednesday's episode, everyone chimed in and said, "Hey, this is the reason I didn't buy Underdogs," right? And it had so pretty much all the reasons that we expected. You know, whether it be because it released on the same day as Hitman, or that people are just fucking sick of roguelites. It came out at an awful time for roguelites. Like, the market was saturated. People don't like the movement system. Like, some people just want to move around with analog sticks. Some people even said, hey, I want to bash enemies with a button. I don't want to have to swing my arms, right? If there's one thing we've learned about VR gamers over the last fucking decade, it's that we all have opinions, and we all want options to play the games the way that we want to play them. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly not just because, oh, it's on PSVR 2 and PSVR 2 gamers don't buy games. That nothing is further from the truth. That's been proven again and again and again, that we buy games way more than the much bigger Quest audience does. We buy games much more than the much bigger Steam audience does. There are reasons, and hopefully, One Hamsa and Perp are keeping an eye on Without Parole and seeing that, like, we talked about their game for a long time, and saying, hey, if you do want your game to sell, there's some things you can do in order to, you know, satisfy the larger audience. You know, the people who don't want to be swinging their arms Gorilla Tag style, or swinging their arms to knock out opponents. The roguelite thing is the roguelite thing. I don't think there's any getting around that. But I don't know. I'm interested in getting back in there, especially when multiplayer hits, and getting an actual review out. So stay tuned. That might not happen until next year, though. We're about to hit the really busy season for PSVR 2. All right, listen, we got a lot of tips to tackle here, Miles, and then we got some fun news stories as well. So this will be interesting. We got PSVR Underground. What's up, AJ, with the $2 tip, saying, cut my life into pizzas. This is my plastic fork.
Pizza.
Pepperoni and sausage. That's all. I can't think of any other toppings right now.
There's probably more. Nah, maybe not.
Okay.
Dude, my local pizza place, they do buffalo chicken pizza, and it is just divine. It's incredible.
I love buffalo chicken pizza. They use the sweet barbecue sauce on it and all that, I'm assuming, right?
Not sweet barbecue sauce, or just whatever the buffalo sauce is. Yeah.
Okay, right. Sorry. Yeah, makes sense. I feel like so I love that for like a slice or two, and then I was like, Jesus, this is fucking like a sugar bomb. You know what I mean? It's like so sweet, and it's so good for those first two pizzas. Yeah, I'm having like multiple pizzas every night.
I remember when I was at university, the Domino's over here brought out the Meteor pizza. I don't know if it was over there in the States as well, but it was basically a barbecue base with meatballs on it, and it was like the big thing they were pushing. And like you, the first time I had it, I was like, this is amazing, and then afterwards I was like, Jesus Christ, that is so sugary, and yeah, I can't hack it.
GameCast, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2. What's up? Says, what number of copies will make Surviving Mars a success?
More than one.
That's all it takes?
Was that the right answer?
We just need 2 copies to sell?
I'll get a copy. You get a copy, Brian?
Well, I got to buy one. I haven't paid for mine. Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay. Well, I'll buy another one. If someone in the chat buys one, that's a success. No, I mean, we obviously aren't going to say. All I would say right now, guys, is if you haven't already, head on over to Surviving Mars Pioneers PlayStation Store page and just hit the wishlist button. It really, really does help us out. But yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Wally is asking because every game is different, right? And so like, there's no magical number for all games, and so you know, anytime we get some insight into that, maybe it's something we'll be able to talk about after the game comes out, depending on the situations. I don't know. I don't know. I'm always curious. So we'll try to keep you posted. The GameCat Andrew Ehrenreich with the $5 tip says, "Happy Friday. Tomorrow's my birthday. Woo! But I have to work. Boo! So I can't do much gaming. So everyone, please play some VR for me." Okay, Andrew, just for you. I'm going to play a bunch of Surviving Mars Pioneer, but just for you. I wasn't going to do it otherwise. Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday. Let's guess how old we think Andrew Ehrenreich is.
More than one.
I would say 2.
2. Any increases on 2?
I met him at PAX East, and he's much taller than a typical 2-year-old. So I mean, maybe I should.
Really?
Let's go like mid-20s. I'm gonna guess 20. I bet he's turning 27. That's my.
Well,
guess.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go 26 just tactically to see who's closer. I've gone under, higher or lower. I'm going lower.
Listen, if you're playing about Price is Right rules, that was the worst guess you could have done tactically. 28 would have been, because it's the closest without going over, right?
Oh, is that right? You're not allowed to go over? Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that's the rule. But yeah, I mean, I guess 26 is a pretty tactical.
Oh, the big 3-5. Okay. I'm not good at this game.
All right, some of us look better than others. Andrew Ehrenreich looks better than me. Embre D, the cat allergic. Nope, that's not it. Why did I think my brain is so broken today? 2-year Underground Stranger Game Cat with the level 3 membership says, took today off since I worked the weekend. Decided to go to the beach. It rained. But it rained.
Nice.
Wait, it rained, but it rained.
Ice cream. Oh.
What's that? It rained, but it rained? Am I misreading this? Am I having a stroke?
Yeah. You know, when it rains, but it rains.
It rained, but it rained. I'm still here trying to catch the sunset while I listen to GamesCast. Happy 2-year. I said, why do I keep saying
2Y Friday? 2Y Friday.
I know, dude. Some shit's just like so ingrained in my brain. I've said 2-year for like 2 years, and then he was like, "Bro, it's 2 Ys. It's Friday." And I'm like, "Right."
2 years Friday.
And so I still say 2 years, even though I know full well it rained. Okay, so he's saying it rained, but it rains. He's like, so he gets to watch GamesCast. I think that's what he's saying.
But it rained. But it rained.
But I'm only happy when it rains.
But it's like, it's rained, but it rained. Like, rained.
I'm only happy when it's complicated.
Okay. But did it rain? Or did it rain? You know what we're talking about? Yeah, you know.
A king reigns?
There we go. Could be a rain.
Maybe Alejandro D is... Maybe he's a king.
There we go. Who knows?
I don't know. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. Scally says, with the level 1 membership, says, just finished RE4. What a great game. Fingers crossed for Resident Evil Requiem. Yep. I think our fingers are going to be crossed until... until it gets announced, I guess. And as we were saying on, I think, Wednesday's show, it all runs together. we were saying that the very first time that we think we might possibly see that announcement could be the end of this month, right? Because traditionally Sony does a mid to late September state of play, right? We just got a state of play that was focused on 007, but that's not what we're talking about. They do these kind of like, focused state of plays all the time. Those do not run concurrent with their normal schedule of these things. So we very possibly, this would be the earliest possible time they could announce it, is the end of this month. And do you think that's too early, Myles? Considering the game isn't coming out until next year, and then the VR version of it, if there is one, wouldn't be coming out until probably 6 months after that.
It's difficult because Resident Evil 4 was when we knew that there was a VR version in development. That was not on. Was that the first trailer for Resident Evil 4 remake? It wasn't,
yes,
was it?
It was. It was when they announced Resident Evil 4 remake. Is the same time they announced the VR mode. However, they seem to shrink back from that very quickly, and were like scrubbing that from some of the trailers. And so it felt like they accidentally announced it, right? So even though that was announced day and date, I don't think that they actually wanted to do that. And for a minute there, we were like, wait, so is it coming? Is it not coming? Why would they scrub this? So I don't think that's a good benchmark.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Because that was going to be my feeling of how would they just announce it separately. But I don't know, man. The trajectory of how it's gone from Village, like fully fledged VR game, to Resident Evil 4, where it's a bit more of a hybrid feel. Maybe the next one is you just sit in a Resident Evil style room and you play it flat screen on a TV in VR. That could be what they do.
They did that for the Sega Genesis Classics collection on PS4.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
they'll just do that for Resident Evil. They're like, yeah, we're going to keep our foot in VR. It's coming to VR in some capacity. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be horrible.
But no, seriously, like, if it's going to be announced at the end of this month, I kind of feel so, but I feel they could leave it a bit longer. It also depends on like what the development's like. We saw how quickly it was done last time, but also the RE tech has just come on leaps and bounds. Every game, every iteration. After Village, we saw that whole thing of like the interchangeable nature of going from third person to first person when they announced the DLC for Village.
Yeah.
Remind me, the DLC for Village, was that playable in VR or it never came to VR? It never came to VR. Okay. So, but the fact that this game now has the switch between first and third person, I just get a sense of, I'm gonna call it confidence, but they are just like, flexing the engine and what they can do. And so it wouldn't surprise me if this becomes a full-fledged VR game. And they announced it at the end of this month, as you say.
Yeah. I think I'm 50-50 on the end of the month. Like I really think it's totally possible, but again, it's the very first time it would be reasonable for them to announce it. And also because part of that is like I don't want people to get their expectations up. When the state of play comes and goes and there's no RE9 announcement, I want to be like, listen, it's fine. It's fine. It's not going to happen during a Capcom event, right? It's not going to happen during a Game Awards or Summer Game Fest, that kind of event. It's not going to be some kind of third party thing. It's not going to be a first party thing. It's always a Sony event. Always. And so that leaves us with like showcases and state of plays, and we haven't gotten a showcase in like fucking 17 years. So it's got to be a state of play. So patience. Spooky Yugi says, has any other game used the RE engine? Yeah, lots of them, I think. Does Dragon's Dogma use the RE engine? I feel like it does. But I don't think Monster Hunter
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma, Street Fighter 6.
Oh, does it?
Devil May Cry 5, Monster Hunter Rise and Wilds. Is that true? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Path of Goddess. Oh, sorry, that's Kunitsugami. I'm not familiar with that. But the idea that Street Fighter 6 uses the RE engine is...
Well, it shows you what a versatile engine it is, right? It's
not just for sure.
Right?
Now, does the RE stand for Resident Evil? The reason I say that is it like KFC? the conspiracy theory that they changed it from Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC because it's not actually chicken.
Good. This is what we're doing is confirming conspiracy theories on today's show. Yeah. You want to talk about flat Earth next?
Oh yeah, dude. Surviving Mars is like completely conspiracy because in that Mars is like actually it's flat. It is flat.
But if you run if you're on Mars and you run one direction for a very long time, do you end up back where you started? Edge. Oh.
No, you'll fall off the edge, I think.
Well then. No Antarctic ice cliffs, nothing like that? Ice shelves?
Nothing to stop you, no. I'd have to look actually. We'll find out.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get a couple more tips. And I don't even know what we're doing today, man. I had a massive headache.
I don't know either. I mean, we can talk about the VR skater team.
We can. Want to do that?
Deficit, man. Sure. Deficit Games, is that the team?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, I love those guys.
Like Deficit, yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys. And they're doing an MTB game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is... It's a currency, isn't it?
You got this.
A currency game?
It's a crypto. Yeah, it's cryptocurrency.
It's crypto. That's it. It's doing a Bitcoin game.
Right.
Awesome. VR Bitcoin. Love it. Sweet. That's definitely the natural progression from skating. It's the next fad.
Yeah, it's so funny that when they showed off the screenshot of they're like, hey, we're working on our next game and blah blah blah. It was like some park, right? It was like, some nice shadows and everything, and everyone's like, oh, is it gonna be some adventure game? Is it gonna be some puzzle game? What is this gonna be? And then when they revealed this, everyone was like, oh right, well that makes perfect sense. Like this is right. This is up their alley. This is what they're good at. So why stray too far? But is Tatum in the chat says MTB means mountain terrain bike. We just had a funny conversation in Discord prior to this about what MTB stands for. All of us guessing what MTB stood for instead of just Googling it. It just stands for mountain bike, MTB, which I guess makes sense because mountain is abbreviated MT. And so just throw the B. Okay. But but like mountain bike, it's just so why isn't it MB? Anyway,
Mutz biking.
It should be BMX simulator. I'm assuming that BMX and mountain bikes are different.
Can I just say this promo video they do is amazing. That ending with the funding sign is brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. In fact, so they sent me a 2-minute video of this game. My eyes only type thing. I'm sure other people have seen it at this point, but it was, a lot more of this downhill stuff, a lot more of the jumps. And so when I saw this today, I was like, oh, sweet. They released this to the public. We're going to be able to share this with everybody and we're going to be able to watch the 2-minute clip. And then I saw that it was like literally 15 seconds, but I think it's a better 15 seconds because it really does, like, not only does it get the message across that they need money for this, but also like just showing how intense some of these falls are going to be, like crashing into something and then you just like you go flying through the air. Because VR skater, you would just like kind of fall into the ground.
Yeah, right? your head would literally go through the ground or something. It felt weird.
Yeah,
you wanted to have a bit of a ragdoll, like even if it went third person. Yeah, but seeing your arms like flying, because obviously in VR skater, you don't have hands at all, do you? You just see your controllers. Which, I mean, it worked for what it was.
You do see your controllers, right.
But there's no, you have no body, whereas the immersion in this, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, and based on the shadows that they show, you can see the shadow when you're flying through the air, and you can see the shadows a little bit when you're on the bike. I think it's just like arms in helmet, right? So it's not. I don't think you're going to have like you look down and it's like going to be. I don't. Well, I mean, I'd be curious to see what you see when you look down, right? Like it may not have full body IK, but I'm guessing that when you look down, there's nothing there. It's probably just maybe a torso. I don't know. But yeah, what a great team to be doing this. They are super talented. They nailed the VR, the Tony Hawk 5 with VR Skater. We know from a technical standpoint, this is probably going to be great because on VR Skater was. So listen, AJ, if AJ's in the chat, hook us up, man. AJ had tweeted about this game, quote tweeting the original Deficit Games message about them needing funding for this, and hey, we just wanted to give you a little tease of what we're doing. AJ had said that the game bombed on Quest despite the larger user base, VR Skater, and it sold great on PSVR2. I want to know where you got that information from, because again, that's just one more thing that kind of backs up what we've been saying about PSVR2 for so long, and I'd love to know where that information came from. I meant to ask you before the show, but but the fact that they're focusing on PSVR2, I think tells us everything we need to know, right? That this is not an active development for Quest. This is an active development for PSVR2. But I don't know, man. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think they're going to have any issues getting this funding? Because not only do they have like a very cool vertical slice here showing what the game is going to be, how it controls, what it looks like, but also they've got a proven track record saying, hey, we know what we're doing, right? We've got. I mean, I would call it PSVR2 expertise at this point. So it shouldn't be that hard for them to get funding, right? Or is that just indicative of where the VR space is?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. I mean, when you were mentioning it, I was looking at the tweets via AJ. I've just retweeted it as well. AJ's always doing great stuff on Twitter, X, amplifying that sort of stuff. Yeah, I was trying to see if there was a link to like a Kickstarter or something, and it's like, no, they're literally reaching out to like publishers or investors. I don't know about you, Brian, but I just kind of feel like, well, firstly, has there been a PSVR2 game that has been a Kickstarter project? Kickstarters are a risky thing to do, and the reason I mention it is because of their track record, no pun intended, of using VR Skater and how good it was. I kind of feel like they're in the position where they could do a Kickstarter. Okay, maybe it's not for the full 100K, but they could do a significant amount to at least get it to the next stage. Because I feel like people that have bought VR Skater and love it are the kind of people that would want to put their hands in their pocket. I would definitely back something like that. But sorry, yeah, the initial question was, has anyone else done a Kickstarter for PSVR 2?
So PSVR 2 and PSVR 1. So through the years, I've done segments on PSVR This Week, which is our most viewed show, right? So if I can help get a Kickstarter funded in any way, it's by putting the Kickstarter information in PSVR This Week as its own dedicated story segment. And I've done this multiple times through the years, and I've watched the needle not move at all. And I think this kind of goes back to the Underdog situation. Also, shout out to AJ. AJ says it was in the comments. It was in their comments on Twitter. It sold best on PSVR 2, better than Quest and even Steam, I believe. Thank you, AJ. Appreciate that. Always good having that confirmation. This goes back to, I think, what we were talking about with Underdogs. One of the many reasons that Underdogs didn't perform well on PSVR 2, and it's because I think PSVR 2 gamers like finished games, right? They generally, we don't have any early access program over here. We're very used to, you said something about Surviving Mars earlier, saying like, oh, it sucked that we weren't able to get all the platforms out simultaneously. I don't think we care about that nearly as much as just having a polished version when the game comes out, right? We're happy to wait 6 months, 8 months, a year, as long as when it finally gets here, you've worked out all the bugs from the other platforms. You've worked out, it takes full advantage of the PSVR 2 headset, right? And it's got all the content that has come out over the past year on other platforms, right? We're getting the best, the most full featured version, and the one with all of the content there on day one. And so I think Kickstarters inherently are against what PSVR 2 gamers are interested in, right? Like, oh, we want to pay for something that like we're literally not going to get for a couple of years, and who knows, like right now it's nothing more than a vertical slice. I think we want the full game, and then when we get the full game, we'll pay for that. I don't want to speak for everybody, so please sound off in the chat, in the comments, and let me know if you agree with that. But that's just my guess why like Kickstarters for PSVR 1 and PSVR 2 have been relatively unsuccessful. I can't remember a single one that has been successful, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And there's been a handful of them.
I know Looper in the chat mentioned that Postal 2 VR. I mean, the Kickstarter is, yes, it does include VR, but it is for Redux, the flat screen. Like, that's right. The lead of it. It's not. And so I wouldn't count it. It's obviously been very successful, but it's a whole other kettle of fish. I think he said Firmament as well. Was Firmament Kickstarter?
Yeah, but also a flat screen game.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So those are really hard to gauge. Like what percentage of the people funding that were interested in the VR. So my guess would be a very small percentage, right? I'm probably talking like anywhere from like, I don't know. I'm just going to throw out random numbers. Yeah.
I do think that this game is going to have more appeal than VR Skater, because VR Skater is just much more of a hardcore game. I think it deals with the niche much better. But when I'm looking at this like little preview, I see on TikTok, Instagram a lot these like Red Bull videos of people like across mountain edges on mountain bikes on their GoPros, and it looks amazing. And it's like, that looks like so much fun, but also I would never have the guts to do it. And so like seeing this game, I'm like, the idea of bombing it down and not worrying, like headset rumble, hitting a tree will be good, and like flying off everywhere. I think that's amazing. Like if they nail the feel of it, this is going to be so much fun. And I think there's a lot more, because when I had friends over to play VR Skater, they did enjoy the tutorial, but they weren't really like in a 20-minute session ready to go with, you know, that they were still learning to kick flip or what have you in the tutorial. Whereas this is like, grab the handlebars, you know how to turn a bike, now let's see how well you do down this hill. And obviously there'll be an easier one to begin with, and they'll be like, oh yeah, let's do another. Like, I just think naturally this has a lot more legs on it for more mass appeal.
Yeah, listen, just for the sake of full transparency, I'm not going to pretend like I don't think there's problems with the idea of this game. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be fun. As somebody who like really just has so many issues playing V-Rider SBK, you know, just because I'm like having my hands out with no handlebar to lean on. This brings up the same question that I've got with that game. Right. It's like it's fun for a minute, but it feels unnatural. Like it takes the immersion out of the VR aspect of it. If I had like some kind of stationary bike with that, where I could turn the handles and just attach my sense controllers to it, sure, I think that would be great. Okay. But I don't. I think there's some inherent problems with making a mountain bike game for VR, where it's like, hey, suspend disbelief, whatever. It's great. Obviously it's playable. Plenty of people are playing V-Rider SBK, no problem, right? But I'm not one of those people. So just saying that I don't think that's a great point. I don't think that this is 100% a no-brainer. I think there might be issues. Shapeshifter, the Anomaly Game Cat in the chat says Wanderer PSVR2 just had a new patch yesterday. So that's true. I've not checked it out because, as I've told you guys, I am being as patient as I possibly can with Wanderer. I wanted to get all the updates and the combat overhaul that it's supposed to get to make the combat more fun, more immersive, more intense. And so somebody had asked me in the comments under one of the GAMESCAST, or maybe it was a top 30 video, I don't know what it was, but instead of going to search for that comment, I'm just going to answer your question here. I reached out to the Wanderer team because there was a little bit of concern. There hadn't been an update in a while. They missed some milestones that they were supposed to hit already in terms of these updates, right? They put out the roadmap and they're not hitting all these dates. So I talked to, getting messages during the show, so I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything important. So I did talk to Sam over there at Mighty Eyes. I said, hey, just wanted to check in, wanted to make sure that everything's going smooth. People were concerned that maybe you guys fallen off a little bit. They said but she got back to me very, very quickly, and said she said, yeah,
she always does, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, right? I don't even know what her sleep schedule is, because whenever I send a message, she responds within an hour. She said, yeah, we are a bit behind. Our team is a lot smaller as we naturally sized down after the launch, and obviously there were quite a few issues, so it's taken longer than we thought. Plus, we wanted to make sure that we didn't rush through the changes and push out buggy updates. So, Myles, she said they naturally scaled down after launch. What size do you think Mighty Eyes, how big the team is right now? How many people do you think are... Yeah.
They mentioned it on their Instagram about a month ago, and I was really surprised by the number. I'm not even going to say it now. It is like tiny.
Yeah.
I'd have to...
There's 4 people there.
That was it. Yeah, I was like, it's like 5 or something. Yeah, 4 people.
So
when they mentioned that, I was like, wait, what?
Right. So if you do have Wanderer and you're just like patiently waiting for them to hit, all these milestones on their roadmap, just be patient, because that's a shockingly low number of people to be working on this stuff. Obviously, when they've kind of come closer to completing their roadmap, and they start gearing up for Wanderer 2, whatever the hell that's called, Seas of Fortune. I'm just making that up. I have no idea what the pirate game is called. Then they're obviously going to like be hiring or rehiring and staffing up, because that's just how it is with game design and in development. But I was just shocked. I was like, they have some high ambitions for Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. They've got a lot of stuff that they want to do over the course of the next. I mean, we thought they were going to be wrapping this up in late December, maybe January. I would bet that it's probably going to take even longer than that. It's probably going to be March or April or May until like some of this stuff actually gets implemented. So just be patient with them, which is a hard thing to say, when you've already given them your money. You're like, please fucking get this shit done. We're waiting for the game that we already paid for. But at the same time, like, we are talking about a team that does make quality products. And I think given the right amount of time, we're going to see what they're capable of. Already, if you play the game right now, Prozac in the chat says the sequel is Wonder R. But if you play the game right now, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, you'll see that, like, despite the bugs, despite the issues, it looks so good, and there's like so many great mechanics already in there, right? It's like I just wonder, like, if they ran out of money or they ran out of time. Like,
you wonder. You said,
yeah, I do wonder.
It's really good. I like that. Funny pun there.
Yeah,
you wonder.
So anyway, we're talking about a much different industry than the typical video game industry. We're talking about a small group of passionate people who are trying to make something far beyond their means and almost nearly succeeding. So it's going to be great when they get there. So. Yeah, World of Long Plays reminds us that they were an insanely small team for before they even downsized. So, right, this is about as close to AAA as we see in built from the ground up for VR games. So,
yeah, and it was mentioned in the chat that it released far too early. I mean, I agree in some ways, but also, like, as a production, there is a point where they have to downscale, and that is after launch. So that would have been a part of why they had to launch it, because they're like, this is how much runway we've got before we have to downscale. So. Yeah.
We got Red Rover, the effing Game Cat, in the chat with the $2 tip, says Tornado is chubby, just like me. I like Tornado. Bro, don't you know it's not cool to talk about a woman's weight like that?
Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, no. So as you guys probably know, I got Tornado during the pandemic. She was a pandemic kitty. And some of the old school cats out there might even know that Jeremy King, my old co-host, who I don't see very often, I see him like once a year, and we'll chat via text message like a couple times a year. He was like insistent that he was going to drive me to Connecticut, like literally a 2+ hour drive, to go get the cat and then drive me, because he wanted me to be able to bond with Tornado on the way back in the car. And I was like, well, what a fucking sweet dude, right? Like, he was so insistent that was going to be the thing. Anyway, so during the pandemic, man, like, we just, like, I didn't leave the apartment, dude. Like, and so Tornado and I both got a little chubby during the pandemic. It was rough. But she and I are both working to fix that. She's actually dropped a little bit of weight over the past few months, and I've dropped a little bit of weight over the past few months. And I'm hoping that by like March or April, we'll both be down to the weights that we should be. So I just care that she's happy, right? I just care she's happy, and she seems pretty fucking happy. Now let's Ryan the Game Feeling. The $5 tip says super hype for downhill biking. If they want to sell big, might I suggest a name? Excite Bike VR.
Excite Bike VR.
Excite Bike VR. Yep. That's it. I mean, obviously it's a Nintendo IP. That's the joke. But I am trying to think of, we talk about Song in the Smoke all the time, and how if that was just called Survive VR, right, or something like that, it would have sold better, right? But the name is a little bit artsy, and some people would say artsy fartsy, and I wouldn't. I love artsy games, and so but I do think, yeah, to reach the most number of people, you got to get right to the point. I mean, that VR skater, right? I mean, like you can't get more of a generic game name than that, but it gets right to the point. It tells people what it is. Let's go.
It's what you want. That's it. Like having things that just explain straight away, like Surviving Mars. What you doing there? What you doing? What you doing on that game?
Old Darth says, or super hype downhill biking. Yeah, whatever
super
works.
Hype. Super hype.
It's a good idea. Well, here we are. GameCast, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 tip, says state of play prediction: Aces of Thunder and FNAF and Resident Evil 9 / Alien Isolation 2. Yo, that would be.
Those would be some bangers.
I mean, it would be the best state of play we've ever had for VR.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, listen, Aces of Thunder. The fun thing is that Aces of Thunder and FNAF are already no brainers. Like those, we know that those are in development. We know that those are coming out soon. So half of that is already a go, right? If they manage to get the state of play out before October, which it sounds like they will, then Aces of Thunder is a natural fit, and Secret of the Mimics PSVR2 mode is a natural fit. Perfect. But to top it off with either or both Resident Evil 9 and Alien Isolation 2. Alien Isolation 2, it would be a great place for it, right? Because you just tack on that PSVR2 logo at the end of it. What was the rumor, Miles? Do you remember the rumor about Alien Isolation in VR? It was like the rumor was about there being a sequel and about there being a VR version of like maybe a remastered Alien Isolation, right? Some of this rumor turned out to be accurate, so I'm wondering if the rest of the rumor is also accurate, and that we are getting Alien Isolation on PSVR 2, and then a full-on sequel as well.
Yeah, because we were talking about the timing of all the Alien launches, of like why did Alien Rogue Incursion came out when it did, and was it to try and get ahead? Is there a reason why they couldn't the whole reason why the game was split up and stuff like that?
It was trying to get ahead is the reason.
Maybe. Facehuggers, that's what facehuggers do. They love head.
You just go on Grindr. I don't know what the problem is.
Lots of facehuggers on Grindr.
Yeah, there are. We got Joseph Orchard with the $10 tip. We got, it's a long one. He said, I told my wife when I hit this $1 billion lottery this Saturday, I'm going to hire you guys to run a VR studio. And don't worry, Brian, Tornado will be able to buy a second fur coat. Yeah. Man, it is funny. I forget who submitted the viewer takeover question, but on Wednesday's show, they were basically like, if you suddenly had $100 million, what would happen to the channel? Was this the last episode of GamesCast we'd ever see you on? And it's funny that Wes and I had the same response. Instead of being like, oh, we're going to live the good life. We're going to like go get a, nice car, and we're going to, whatever. And you're never going to see us. We're just going to enjoy our millions for the rest of our lives. We both had the same answer. It was that it was basically like what IP would we buy or license to get into VR? And it's that the extra money would like redouble or triple or quadruple our commitment to VR. And it's like neither one of us was like, nah, you'll never see us again. And so it was about improving VR and improving the channel. Like that's all that's ever going to happen with more money for me. And so with any luck, I'll be a millionaire someday, and we'll be able to improve the channel and improve the state of VR while we're at it. It'll be fun.
Love it.
Yep.
I'd buy a pizza.
$1 million pizza?
No, just a pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Funky Sauce says Marvels too. Yeah, listen. I would love Marvels too. I would. You know what I'd love more than Marvels 2? Max Mustard 2.
Oh.
I think I'd have to get some money to Toast to make that happen. I'd have to fund the whole project because apparently that game's not going to sell. But, yeah. Man. Hey, Miles. Speaking of games that sell.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Are we doing GamesCast tonight?
I don't think so. I've got a headache. So I think we're just...
Let's start the show.
Okay. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, here it is. We got the PlayStation Store top downloads, which is always fun to take a look at, seeing what sold and what didn't. All sorts of good stuff.
Oh my goodness!
Now is this not going to include Into Black? I don't know. I didn't look at the list yet. Let's see what happens. PSVR2. PSVR2. All right, we're gonna start at the bottom of the list. Before Your Eyes. Okay, this is good. There were some sales going on last month, so Before Your Eyes got some recognition. There we go.
Love it.
Yep, number 10. So probably didn't sell a ton of copies, but it's good. For a bunch of gamers who were really fucking sick of VR experiences last gen, I feel like there's some love for VR experiences again. Like we've been away from them for too long. What's
God.
up? What?
Just looking at the EU, what are you playing at,
bro?
Look
I don't think the
Horizon
EU.
Call the Man got beaten by.
I don't think the EU watches without Parole.
What are you doing?
Bro.
Flight Simulator Delivery 2025 VR and Deadland 2 VR. What is wrong with you? Sorry. I know I'm jumping ahead. I'm just really sad.
I know, but these are reasons why these games need Brian bites. I need to review these games, even if they're just like little bites, just to convince the remaining few 100,000 people who are still thinking of buying these games that they shouldn't. We've already covered this stuff.
I knew we should have called Surviving Mars VR No Man's Sky Super Duper Roguelike FPS game.
You got to get hello
VR
in there somewhere, like hello FPS. Right. Okay. Arizona Sunshine 2 is number 9. That's great. That was on a good sale. Pavlov, number 8. That game holds on every single month, and rightfully so. Gorn 2. Gorn 2. Hey, it's better than Gorn 1. I'm not complaining, man. Compared to Deadland 2 and Flight Simulator Delivery 2025 VR, Gorn 2 is a masterpiece.
Didn't beat it though.
I don't love that it's got reprojection. It's just there's just nothing happening in Gorn 2 to make the resolution and reprojection the way it is. Resolution's fine, right? But it's got that soft look to it instead of the ultra sharp look. Behemoth's getting some love, dude. That's number 5, and Behemoth's like dropped off the sales charts like immediately, right? Like it just did not sell well no matter where it launched. That game had a rough launch, and it just never recovered. So it seems like the sale is helping out because it's number 5 in EU and the States. So that's good. That's the first one I'm super excited to see on this list. Number 4 is Job Simulator, never going away. Number 3, Among Us 3D VR. That's fine. That's one of those games that I feel like should stick around on a top 10 list. It's a nice, easy, first time VR game, or you got friends who have VR headsets. That's great. Great. Number 2, Alien Rogue Incursion VR. Again, awesome. The sale really helped this one out. I think it was like half price or something. It was $20 or $25.
And everyone's talking about Alien Earth, which I still haven't watched more than the first episode. I'm hearing amazing things about it.
I'm hearing very mixed things about it. And
really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes and I loved it, but some people didn't like the first 2 episodes, so I have no idea where I'm going to fall with the rest of it. Okay.
But anyway, I do think that probably factors in as well. Alien is just doing well at the moment.
And then number 1 in both territories, for whatever reason, is Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition. Great game. PSVR2 has the best version of it. That's awesome. But I mean, I don't know. I think you should be buying Mutant Boxing League. It's a better boxing game. That said,
but in Mutant Boxing League, you don't have that person that, that guy.
Is his name Myles?
No, he's the guy that trains you in Creed. Adrian, whatever it is.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. So sold great in both territories. Skydance Behemoth was number 5 in both territories. Is it Kayak VR Mirage is pretty high on this list in is this UK or EU? Doesn't matter. But Kayak didn't even chart in the States, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it makes me just wonder if you guys had different sales than we did. I know that Deadland 2 and Flight Simulator Delivery were both on sale, but not like insane sales, right? Not like even if this game sucks, it's worth $2 sale. Flight Simulator was like on like, I don't know, what, 30% off or something. It was like 10 instead of 15. Deadland 2 was probably under $1, I'm guessing, but still inexcusable.
I'm really depressed.
Oh, Vargolsoft says people are saying Alien Earth Episode 5 is the best Aliens film since Aliens. What?
Yeah, this is what I've heard, like Episode 4 and 5, and everyone's saying 5 is like the best movie to TV adaptation ever. I'm super hyped.
Oh, I'm super hyped. I was actually going to wait for all of the episodes to come out and then just binge it. But
I did watch the last episode of Dexter last night though, and
yeah. Ooh.
All I'm saying is,
nope.
The ending was like, it was a solid ending. Like, fair play.
Cool, and it got renewed for another season, I think, too.
Oh, did it? Nice. And then they axed the prequel. The prequel didn't need a sequel. Like, they should have just done the one. But the cast in the prequel were amazing. But yeah.
Yeah. The Original Sin, right? That was I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to finish it. I'm about halfway through that series. Yeah. It's just because it wasn't doing anything like super special, and it felt like it was a bunch of people cosplaying as Dexter characters, which it just kept throwing me off. It's like, these are the same characters, but they all are different actors, and it just, I don't know, that part of it didn't work for me. I have a real issue with like actors in general. Most people already know like what my issue is. Like, I have a hard time believing that they're the person, right? I don't think anybody's a good enough actor for me. So I've got enough issues with actors to begin with. And so then you replace those actors with a different group of people. And I'm like, yeah, you're just cosplaying as Dexter characters.
Dan says, dude, spoilers just show up in my feed from the thumbnails from the official channel FM. That's regarding Dexter. Yeah, it's insane. Literally, like the day after the episode went out, they posted something with a massive spoiler. Yep. I thought it was really poor editorial.
Okay.
Can I tell a quick little story about spoilers without going into a specific spoiler?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not spoiling anything, then fucking go for it. Let's go.
So, Spider-Man No Way Home is like one of the best cinematic experiences in my life. I grew up with Spider-Man. It had some things happen in it, which by now most people know. I'm not going to mention it though. But the day it was coming out, I was teaching, mentoring, giving a talk at the school that I grew up in, my high school. So I was teaching kids, and I was teaching them about digital citizenship, like how algorithms work and stuff like that. I did a lot for Google. And I was talking about how algorithms work, that if you start watching content, it will give you more of the same content. That's how you go down rabbit holes and stuff like that. So I was like, it's really, really important. Now, leading up to that, I had been watching so many videos online about this upcoming Spider-Man movie because we suspected something was going to happen in it. We weren't sure if it was. And so I give this talk to this high school. It went really, really well. And then at the very end, it was like, someone said, oh, can we see your first YouTube video? I was like, okay. So I had it on a separate like incognito video window. Trying to say words at the moment. And it wasn't working on the computer. So then I went on my computer. And so I went onto YouTube on the front page to type in for my first video. And on the front page, this is just before I'm about to go to the movie theaters, all the suggested videos were like screenshot thumbnails with like all caps of like the biggest spoilers of this movie that had just come out. And I remember as I saw it come up, obviously it spoiled it for me. I wasn't really worried about that. And I just saw the front row of kids of this room of 100 kids just instantly like blood draining from their face and just looked depressed of like, I literally heard them go, oh, like really depressed that they just had it spoiled. But I quickly like switched it. But in my mind, I was like, that's why algorithms are important to know about. But yeah, I felt really, really bad. I just ruined the new Spider-Man movie the day it came out to like a whole room of kids. So yeah. Spoilers, man, the algorithms. Like, if you're watching stuff leading up, it is ridiculous how quickly it ruins it. But I think you can do, like, blacklisting. Like, I think when a show comes out, you should probably be able to blacklist certain keywords, right? So I don't want on the YouTube front page stuff coming out about Dexter stuff. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. Somehow I just don't have this problem. Like it's just never something that's been an issue with me. I also like, but and it's funny because I am like super sensitive to the spoiler stuff, despite the fact that I accidentally spoiled Madison for a bunch of our viewers one time. This is stuff that I'm like, oh, it's better just not to talk about it. What's the point of talking about it? And then even like when there's a trailer of a movie that I want to see, if there's a movie I want to see, I watch the first 10 seconds of the trailer.
Yep.
And I stop. Right. And so we were just talking about a movie today in the Discord voice chat where somebody hadn't seen a movie and they said, but they already kind of knew about it. Right. Because the trailer was so blah, 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 blah. But like, if you were like me and you didn't watch the trailer or more than 5-10 seconds of the trailer before going into the movie, you would have had no idea. And so the only thing I liked about the movie is not knowing what that trailer showed. Right. And so listen, I don't know, man. I think there's all sorts of problems with the way things are advertised and everything these days, and the fact that this is a problem for a lot of people. It's just ridiculous, man. It shouldn't have to be a thing. Anyway.
Rozak in the chat just said, I had Avengers Infinity spoiled for me on Facebook like a half hour before going to the theatre by accidentally clicking on the wrong post for a Lego set. Sorry, I just love that's how it ends. Random. The wrong post for a Lego set. Because already I'm thinking, how did you click on the wrong post for a Lego set and get spoiled? But I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scott, the PSVR GameCap for Life with the level 1 membership says flat earthers have believers all around the globe. I love that. That's hilarious.
Right, all across the plane, you mean? All across the plane.
Right. Everywhere beneath the vaulted firmament. Anyway. Professor Lilith with the $5 says, this week, Sunday multiplayer is No Man's Sky. I want to jump out of everyone's new Corvettes. Damn.
I need to do that, man. Seeing all the videos of people jumping out has looked amazing. People said jumping out of spaceships towards the planet has never looked so fun.
Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Remember, you guys, last week we did Into Black, and it was a great turnout. And so remember, like if you're, you want to play some multiplayer, but you don't want to just go play with some randoms. You want to find a great group of people to play with. This is where you should be. The Game Cats are awesome, and with any luck, maybe we can get AJ to join us, and then he can help show some people around. 2 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. No Man's Sky. Come join the Discord. That's where everything gets organized. Go into the Sunday multiplayer meetup channel. That's where everything happens. You find out about room codes or specific ways to get into each other's game. This should be a good one. What was the name of it? Is it Voyagers? Is that that's not the newest update, is it? I searched for No Man's Sky trailers. It is. I searched for No Man's Sky trailers in my collection of trailers, and it's just like 40 trailers showed up, and because all of the updates that have come out over the last few years, just like they're everywhere. Yeah, and I promised you guys I'm going to play a lot more No Man's Sky over the next few months, and that is not a promise that I am going to renege on. What's the word?
Yeah, that is the word.
I keep thinking like squelch or something like that. That's not the word. I was trying to think of. I don't know. Nice. Snafu says with a $2 tip, what if the actor's playing themselves? Okay, so that's what two of my favorite things to watch, Snafu, are documentaries where people are playing themselves. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen Unknown Number on Netflix, oh my God, it's like torture.
Unknown Number.
Yeah. Just about cyberbullying, high school, and it's just like it's such a. As somebody who's dealt with as somebody who's dealt with some of this stuff, since starting the channel, it just kind of rips right through you. You're just like, fuck, man, it's really, really hard to watch, and the resolution is the worst part of it all.
Oh God, I can't deal with that.
Yeah. So, anyway,
wait, that was a recommendation.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good, and I kept watching it despite the fact that it made my stomach turn. I feel bad for these people who are harassed and bullied, and it's like I had my adolescence wasn't great, right? Like, I wasn't like an athlete, and I was definitely like a super nerd or whatever, and I got bullied in high school, but nothing compared to what kids have to deal with today, right? Like, we didn't have, like, the internet was barely a thing, and so social media wasn't a thing. And
you left bullies at the gates. Yeah, they didn't come home with you, whereas now it's on your phone and
but big time. So that was brutal, seeing what kids have to deal with today. It's crazy. And all of that is to say, don't forget to come join us Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, to play some No Man's Sky. Join our Discord. Click the link in the description below. Crap, I haven't updated the Patreon scroll. What is wrong with me? We're 5 days into the new month. I haven't updated the Patreon scroll. And this is why I need a whiteboard that takes up the whole wall with just like a schedule for me. I'm just super disorganized. If you're a new Patreon supporter, thank you. And I want to make sure that you're on this list if you deserve to be there. So be patient with me. Pretend I work at Mighty Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did we talk about everything we want to talk about, Myles? Was there more stuff? I don't even remember.
I think that's good. I think that was a good show, guys. What do we think? Anything else we need to talk about?
7 out of 10. It was all right.
It was all right. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I apologize for starting late. I literally logged on the call with Brian like 2 minutes past the hour. It was all my fault.
And I wasn't even there. That was the best part. Like I was like I was taking a piss and I was refilling my coffee. Oh. Not at the same time.
I was gonna say that's pretty good multitasking.
Well, I mean, I like to reuse, reduce, recycle. Well,
that's what you have to do on Surviving Mars. So
you drink enough coffee and it turns your pee a different color, and then you're like, well, there must be some coffee in here to Okay, that's really gross.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, I apologize. Wait, did I pick a game out for 20 questions? I think I did.
What a downer! What a downer for a show. We were doing so well.
Okay.
Is it your turn to pick? Oh God, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. It is my turn to pick. Let me pick something. I had something kind of ready to go, and I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of that one, so just kind of trying to find something better here. Sirens on my end.
Myles, have you been playing Ghost of Tabor with that hat you got there? Nah, because you can't. It's hard to wear the headset with a hat on.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Okay, I picked one.
All right.
Myles, you ready? You ready to play a 4-minute challenge?
Looper says it's my turn, actually.
It's always Looper's turn. That's all we're really doing. We're just playing against Looper.
You picked, or I can pick?
No, I picked. It's my turn. We got back on schedule this week.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just following what happened on Monday and Wednesday. I don't really know.
That's fair.
Schedule. You weren't even here last week.
I know, but the week, yeah, you're right. Because the week before, when we did it, I was guessing, so I would have been. I missed last week, so it's my fault. I don't get to pick. Get it,
Myles? There's always weird. This is weird transition, this time of day change when everything goes from being blasted out, right? Like the light coming in from the window, and it's like blasted out behind me, and the light in front of me is like doing its best to illuminate me so that the camera can focus here instead of creating a dark silhouette. And then there's this moment right now where the sun isn't quite down, and this light is still shining bright, and I turned orange.
By the way, Looper says the last time I picked was August 13th. Jesus Christ, Brian. Can I pick?
You make it sound like that was forever ago. There was only 2 episodes.
That was like 2 years ago.
Myles, do some quick math. You ready for the quick math? August 13th, you picked. The next episode would have been August 20th, where I pick.
Yeah.
The next episode would have been August 27th, where you pick. You weren't here.
He got it
last week. Okay, so we are on schedule. You just didn't bother showing up for your turn to pick.
That's true. Okay, all right. Yeah,
I decided to go to Romania instead. Okay,
true.
For some reason,
I did pick something when I was in Romania, but you weren't there.
I'm getting blamed for you taking a vacation.
I picked when I was in Romania, and you weren't there.
Okay,
I was just talking to people on the street, and they had no idea what I was yammering on about. I was like, "Ask me a question. Quick! You've only got 4 minutes."
Colin Love says, so Brian was late because he was in the PSSR.
Yeah, pisser.
He was in the pisser. That's great. Okay.
Love it. All right. Sorry, Brian. GameCats, I need your help. You need to help me because last time it was Falcon Age, and that was a terrible pick.
We're gonna make this one a little bit easier. A little bit. Because Falcon Age was a rough.
Arcane Age. Okay.
Arcane Age it is. All right. You guys know how this works. Make sure you suggest good questions for Myles to ask in the chat, and then suggest good games that the game might be based on the answers you get. You've only got 4 minutes, but an infinite number of yes or no questions to ask during that time. So let's make this happen, you guys. On your mark. Get Des. Go.
Is there a person in the game that goes, "Oh, Adrian"?
No.
Okay. Is it on PSVR2?
Yes.
Is it on PSVR?
No.
Is it on any other headset?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Did it come out this year?
I don't believe so. No.
Last year?
Yes.
Yeah. Does it have multiplayer?
Oh crap. No. Nope.
No multiplayer. Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Does it have puzzle mechanics in it?
There may be slight puzzle mechanics, but
Light puzzle
you would
mechanics.
never think of puzzles when thinking of this game, ever.
All right. Is it a sports game?
No.
Is it sci-fi?
Minor sci-fi elements, but no.
Futuristic?
Near future, if anything. It may even be present day.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Contemporary to slightly near future.
All right. Has it got full locomotion?
Yes.
Does it take place in an open world?
Yeah.
Is it one area like that you're playing the game in?
No, but let's call the levels open area.
It better not be down and out.
It's not. Nope.
Does it have click turning bicycles on it?
No. Nope.
Okay, we can rule that one out. Is there shooting mechanics in this?
Yes.
Okay. Is shooting the main thing you're doing in this game?
It's one of the many things you're doing, but yeah, I would say.
Is there melee in it? Is there melee?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a part of a series? Are there multiple games?
Yeah.
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 Cool. But it came out. It's not Arizona because it came on PSVR2. Or actually, it could be the second one. Is it a sequel?
Technically
a sequel.
It is a second game in the series. I don't know if you'd call it a sequel.
Okay, cool, gotcha. And Arizona has multiplayer. This doesn't have multiplayer.
Got 1 minute left.
Oh, okay. Does it have zombies in it?
No.
Oh, it doesn't have zombies in it. Oh my god.
No, you don't clean guns in the game. Null zero.
Right.
Looper is no, it's not a remake. Looper. I'm just gonna answer questions in the chat.
Is it realistic? The aesthetic.
Yes.
Okay, it is realistic. Cool. Is it a good game?
I would say no, but better now than it was at launch.
Would it have been a Brian Bites?
I think it was a Brian Bite.
Okay.
I think.
Is there parkour in it?
Yes.
Okay.
10 seconds.
There are levels in this, right?
Yeah.
Is it Stride Fates?
Myles, coming out all the way back in the PlayStation Store is different than it used to be. May 16th, 2024 from Joyway Limited. This is, in fact, the second game in the Stride series, Stride Fates.
Amazing. Thank you, chat. You saved me. Stride Fates is future, though. Future.
Yeah, but not like distant future, right? Like it's...
All right. Okay. It's more than an hour in the future. I'll give you that, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Listen. I hope this comes across the right way, right? Whereas on Monday's show, AJ tried to tell me that Zombieland Headshot Fever Reloaded wasn't a rail shooter. At least hopefully am coming across as if I want to help you get to the answer. This game was, I think, was a mess at launch. It was broken to some degree. Like you get to a certain level and the game would crash every time you tried to finish the level. And there was some real nonsense wave shooter levels, which were just so boring. There was the entire melee issue where like you could just hold a bat in front of you and enemies would walk into it and die. It was just a really messy launch. The graphical update they released shortly after, within like 2 weeks, I think, of launch, made the game look great. I think suddenly it looked awesome on PSVR2. They really improved the graphics. I've seen at least one comment recently where somebody said, "This game is great now." And I need to head back in and see what they've improved, see what they've fixed, because this is one of those games that we were really excited for when it came to PSVR2, before the game came out. And if this is even turned into like a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10, then damn, dude, I definitely want to play through it and like get a real review out, because better late than never. But we'll see. I will keep you guys posted. Stride Fates, good job, Myles.
Thank you, chat. You saved me.
Just under the buzzer. That's it. Marky says because Stride PSVR 1 was so much fun. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. I really like Stride on PSVR 1. It didn't try to be a bigger game than it was. Really, really enjoyed like the endless runner mode, and some of the missions, and so I just really enjoyed Stride. Even though the controls were like fucking garbage, you could get used to them. Snafu says Stride Fates is like next Tuesday, but in South Korea. Nice. All right. Cool. That was a fun show.
Yeah,
guys, thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe.
I can't wait to go to Mars. Yeah. Go to Mars. I'm going to Mars after this.
I mean, me too. Me too. I want to get I do want to get PSVR this week out because I do want to kind of get back into the routine of getting that show done. And we've had some interesting news stories happen since the last episode. So I'm going to do my best to get that out tomorrow. But I am going to play a bunch of Surviving Mars tonight to get a jump on that review. So man, should be a good week, man. Should be a good week. And this is, I would still consider this the slow period, right? We had Into Black. Was it last week? We got this week, or next week, I guess, technically. And this is all, this is all happening just before the dam bursts. Right? We got about, last count, about 13 to 20 games that could potentially come out in the next 3 months, which is just an insane number. So looking forward to all of that. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Myles at youtube.com/Moyles. Not to initiate any PTSD. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Because he's gonna play Madison in October, I hear.
Oh god.
That's what I hear.
Call me out on X like that.
Through the yeah, me calling you out on X got more engagement than the initial tweet.
Of course. Oh god, I'm feeling
that's what people want, man. Already. You got to give the people what they want.
You got to get.
That's what people want. They want to see tears. They want to watch a man crumble before their very eyes.
Oh man, I just feel anxious thinking about it. Horrible.
And in lieu of there being an actual man present, they'll settle for you. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we appreciate you supporting the channel. If you're doing that over on patreon.com/withoutparolegames or over here by being a member, we very, very much thank you for your financial support and those who tip during the show. Guys, we love you all so very much. Thanks for keeping the channel alive, keeping the lights on. It means the world to us. But more important than that,
hit the like button.
Oh yeah, there's that, right? I gotta be better at being this YouTuber. more importantly than that, we're just happy that you're here. We're happy that you're part of the community. We're happy that you're here hanging out in the chat, shooting the shit while we shoot the shit, helping out during 20 questions. Maybe sitting back and watching the show and not saying a goddamn word. We know you're out there and we love you just as much. Remember to join our Discord. Come join us. Play some No Man's Sky this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Here it is, you guys. It's your clip of the week, courtesy of The Gaming All-Win. Let's go, Myles.
Yeah!
Oh, you did it!
And it
Oh,
glows.
look at it!
Oh,
Look
and
at
you
giant
get a
ball!
giant ball.
Oh, that's really cool.
And
Then it comes out and...
doesn't
What?
go in.
Yo, motorcycles on my end. Woohoo! Right, that's just before we get some sirens, and we're only about an hour away from some fireworks that happen every fucking Friday night. I'm so miserable, Myles. I'm such an
Dude.
I'm an 80-year-old man shaking his fist in the air, wishing death upon anybody making noise outside my window. I am when did I become this person, Myles? And then the answer is
When?
shit. I've always been this person.
Dude,
I've
have you
always
played the new
always
Walkabout
been-
mini golf mode?
No, I have not. And but I will tell you, I want to play some Walkabout, dude, because I actually. So I had contacted Mighty Coconut and said, "Hey, I'm really far behind on everything Walkabout. I haven't played like most of the new courses." And I gave him a list, and I was like, "Is there any chance you could hook me up with some keys for?" And I think I listed about 7 courses. That's how far behind I am. I didn't realize 6 or 7.
Oh yeah, I need to play Tokyo. Is it Tokyo? Is going to be really good. Yeah.
And they actually did hook me up with like it was like maybe 2 or 3 courses, and they said, "Sorry, but like we have keys at launch, and then we don't have keys after that. Like we give them all away." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Hey, thank you for helping me at all." And so then I went on the PlayStation Store and just bought like I think 4 courses the other night, and so now I own all of the courses. But dude, it just means there's so much content for me to discover. And what is the new gameplay mode?
It's I think it's closest to the hole.
Oh, right. Which is awesome. I think it's cool that they added that, and because it just feels like it's a natural.
Yeah.
Like it complements the race mode very well, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like these different ways to play. Yeah, dude. If you're around this weekend, I'd love to play some Walkabout with you and the cats, and we can play simultaneous mode, so we can pack the room full and have it not take hours to play. Yeah, Ace Gamercast says all the content is good too. Fuck yeah.
That's it.
Guys, if you have any funny gameplay clips, if anything has happened to you in a PSVR2 game or a PSVR1 game, make sure you clip it and send it to us. And then you can submit it in our Clip of the Week channel over on Discord. And who knows, man? Just like the Gaming All-Win, you could be featured on next Friday's show.
Clip of the week.
Let's get out of here, Myles. Good night, everybody. We love you all.
Have a good week.